Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words proudly saying, "We the people."
For those of you who regularly follow our content, you've probably noticed by this point that we have not uploaded videos as regularly as we often do. And there's a reason for that. No, nothing bad's going on. There's not really any problem. We're not going out of business. You don't have to worry about that. There has been a change, though, except that I think it's a change for the better. And you may have noticed that my surroundings are a bit different from usual. And the reason for that is that LexRex has acquired a new and permanent office space, which we will be operating out of. We're extremely excited for that. Here, let me give you a look around my office anyway, if I can do that. There's the view out the window. No, I'm not using Windows XP. I just like the background. So this is the new office space that we're going to be in. So I should plug my phone in. Battery's almost dead. I don't usually do videos like this. In fact, I don't think I've ever done a video that was just on my phone like this. So if I'm doing it wrong, my apologies. But yeah, new office space. It's a really exciting development for us because it means that, well, we're still in the process of setting things up, but when we are fully set up, we'll have a couple permanent dedicated shooting spaces here. We're going to be starting a few new video series, whole new series we are not currently doing. We're going to be reworking, rethinking the Ask an Attorney series. It's going to become an interview style series from now on. And there's going to be a few new hosts that you've not seen before, voices that you've not heard before. So we're looking forward to that too. That's really exciting. Let me just, here, I'll show you around as I talk. But, well, people out there, but I'll show you around in here anyway. So yeah, so new video series coming out. There's also going to be lots of exciting new opportunities to volunteer with the LexRex Institute. You can check that out at our website, lexrex.org. We are going to be missing our podcast on Monday, but that's not actually anything having to do with the move. That's because my co-host, David Truthel, actually came down with COVID-19. He's doing okay. He's got a mild case, so thoughts and prayers are always going to be appreciated for him. You know, he'll pull through, but that's you will not get a podcast on Monday, although we gave you 2 of them last week, so that should make up for it. So there. But yeah, lots of new opportunities here. We're expanding, obviously. We're going to be hiring more lawyers, hiring more contract lawyers as well to be working on our clients' cases. Our phones have been ringing off the hook, and we really don't want to have to turn cases down, which is why we have to expand and why we are expanding. So our operation is going to be increasing in size. We'll be able to take more cases. So if you were turned down before, that doesn't mean that you'll be turned down now. So go ahead and give us a call back. Again, we may be able to take your case now. You know, a lot of these constitutional advocacy groups are not really interested in the little cases. They want the big ones that are going to make precedent. And we absolutely want those too. You know, those are important, but every person's rights matter and every person's rights deserve to be defended. Our goal, we want to have an army of lawyers defending constitutional rights. You know, we want government officials and bureaucrats to be as afraid of violating someone's constitutional liberties as chainsaw manufacturers are that somebody might cut off their hands with the blade. You know, that's why those warnings are on chainsaws. There's armies of lawyers out there that are just waiting for someone to do that so they can say, oh, there's a failure to warn defect, and they can sue the company. Gosh, it'd be great if we had that for the Constitution and government officials were that afraid to violate it. You know, I wouldn't say, you know, we don't even need the frivolous lawsuits on that, like cutting your hands off with a chainsaw. I would settle for just the legitimate constitutional claims, just being afraid of those ones. But to do that, we need every person's constitutional rights defended. So huge shout out to one of our major contributors. I'm not going to say the name on this video because I have not obtained their permission to do that. But if you're watching this, and I suspect you are, you know who you are. Huge thank you for that. You know, anybody else who wants to make a contribution, maybe you're looking for a tax write-off, maybe you're looking for a new organization that could really use the money effectively. That's LexRex. We will use every dime of your money to defend the Constitution of the United States and to uphold your rights and the liberties that we all hold dear. As much of that as is humanly possible goes directly to the defense of our clients. Yeah, we would, so anybody who wants to make a donation, that is hugely appreciated. Whoops, I'm pretty bad at these phone videos apparently. You can do that, lexrex.org/donate. Let's see, what else? Oh, we've got our merchandise store. It's been a couple weeks since that went up, but I think probably a lot of you are still not aware that that exists. So yeah, it's actually, we call it a merchandise store, but technically that is all actually donations as well. And those are all tax deductible donations. So make a donation, $25, $20, get a free book that goes along with it. We're going to be expanding our library of books. Right now we have 3 of them. Those books are the 2 treatises on government by John Locke, which are probably the, well, you hate to say the most influential, because you can make a lot of arguments for that, but certainly one of the very most influential books on Thomas Jefferson and the Declaration of Independence, and also our founding fathers and the structure of our Constitution, is so much so that Thomas Jefferson was actually accused of plagiarizing John Locke's second treatise on government. Totally bogus claim, but that's to show how influential it was on the Declaration of Independence. That one's really worth a read. We're probably going to be talking about that in one of our future podcasts, so having some familiarity with that might be great. But another one's going to be Justice Neil Gorsuch's book, A Republic If You Can Keep It. That's title based on a quotation, maybe an apocryphal quotation, I'm not sure, but a quotation from Benjamin Franklin as he was leaving the Constitutional Convention. He was asked, "What have you given us?" And his response was, "A republic if you can keep it." Well, keeping the republic is Lex Rex's number one, really our only goal. We think that the American experiment deserves its fair shake, and we think the Constitution has really not been tried. Let's not criticize it or try to throw it out until we've actually tried it and made sure that it doesn't work, because I got a suspicion that if you just try that Constitution, it'll work pretty dang well. So that's our mission. It's an excellent book written by Justice Neil Gorsuch. If you want to get into the mind of how a Supreme Court justice thinks. And then our last one, you may have heard of the last one. It's a pretty famous one. It's actually a copy of the Declaration of Independence and Constitution, which if I had to recommend one of the 3, that's the one I'd recommend. And I think it's probably the least expensive of the 3, or rather requires the lowest donation to get it. If you've not read the Constitution before, it's never too late to do it. It's a short read, in its original form. I think it's like 7 pages long in its original format. A very short document. You can read it in an afternoon if you're a slow reader. And as I've mentioned, this is a point that I can't state often or loudly enough. The Constitution was not written for lawyers. Books written for lawyers, laws written for lawyers look like this. That's what they look like. There's lots of them. They're long, they're detailed, they go into minutia. Constitution doesn't do that. It's 7 pages. Why is it 7 pages? Because you were intended to read it. The people were supposed to know what their rights are. And if the people don't know what their rights are, then we should not be surprised when those rights do not get defended, because we defend our rights not just on the front end when we vote, we defend them on the back end in court as well. And if we don't do that, our republic will not last. So that's why Lex Rex exists. We want to empower the people to be educated about their rights, because the education system has totally dropped the ball on that. So we're picking up where they left off maybe 80 years ago. So there's a lot of catch up to do. But we're getting there. It's going to be a long fight, but we're fighting. And then on the other end, when people know what those rights are, there's got to actually be somebody who is there and prepared to defend them on your behalf. So we do both of those things. Really, if you learn about your rights from us, you don't have to hire us to defend them. You can hire anybody to defend them. What we really care about is that they're being defended. So we provide services to that end, but we're not jealous of other constitutional groups. Yeah, that's everything that's going on right now, I think. I'm sure that as soon as I stop this video, I'll think of something else, but I think that about covers it. I'm not going to give you case updates here. Again, if this was a terrible video, I apologize. I've not done this format before. I just figured that we should let you guys know what's going on. So hopefully you guys can decide to join us. We welcome anybody who wants to join us in any capacity. If you want to make a donation, that is great. We would be hugely appreciative of that. But if you're not in a position to make a donation, and tons of people aren't, it's not easy to make ends meet out there, so I get that. But if you're not, there are lots of volunteer opportunities. And if you're not in a position for that, we really appreciate subscribers and people who watch our videos and share our content with other people as well. If you like what we have to say, if you learn something from one of our videos, from our podcast, from one of our articles, from any other content that we put out, we put out all kinds of it because we want to make sure we're hitting every possible format so people can learn in whatever way they best learn. But if you like any of that educational content, please send that to other people. We want to make sure that every person in this country is educated in their constitutional rights so that we can defend those rights. And if we do that, our republic really can be kept. I get that I'm often accused of, well, I don't know that I'm often accused of it, but I've been accused of being overly optimistic about our ability to defend our republic, I think that's nonsense. You know, you can say that every judge is just jaded, every judge only voices their own personal opinions, and they're not actually going to rule on the basis of law. Well, they're certainly not going to do it if that's how you treat them. We have to treat the law as something worthy of being respected for it to be respected. The American experiment is worth giving a shot. So let's do it. You know, we're excited to defend our republic together. We think it can be done. Join us in the effort to do that. We're not going to be giving up anytime soon. In fact, we are just getting started. All right. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a presentation. Well, I don't know. Is this a presentation? I guess it's just a video of me talking. At any rate, this is the Lex Rex Institute, and I'm Alexander Haberbush, president of the Lex Rex Institute. You probably already know that. I'll leave it off with that. So thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, everyone.